From the station that's on your side, you're watching News 19 at 7.
Good evening and thanks for being with us on this Wednesday. I'm Nicole Butler. 7 months to the day after the flood, instead of paying it forward, a group is helping local farmers plant it forward. Over 500 farmers across the state have received help from the Plant It Forward organization, but farmers tell our Sonia Gutierrez they're not sure it's going to be enough to keep our #1 industry thriving.
A month after the floods, the South Carolina Advocates for Agriculture started fundraising money for farmers. They called it Plant It Forward. $555,000.
The USDA estimates our farmers lost more than $375 million in crops from the flood. Both farmers are putting their hopes on the bill currently in the governor's desk that would give some financial assistance to farmers. A bill to protect parents and students who opted out of standardized tests was voted down in the subcommittee today. Several people testified saying some schools were retaliating against them for deciding not to take certain standardized tests. Consequences like missing recess or making students take the test regardless of the parents' wishes. Ultimately, the bill failed because concerns of losing Title I funding. That's $214 million of federal money, which primarily goes to areas of poverty. Representative Jonathan Hill, sponsor of the bill, is hopeful that the federal government will allow states to make decisions on what standardized tests are mandated.
I would take the lack of federal retaliation, with Title I funding in some of these states like Alaska that have just refused to do any more of these tests as an indication, as a confirmation even, that the federal government is moving away from that policy. And that would be a very welcome change.
A measure at the State House dubbed the Viagra bill has died. If passed, it would have required a 24-hour waiting period for a Viagra prescription in South Carolina. Representative Mia McLeod says that her bill was meant to be a tongue-in-cheek rebuke of South Carolina's abortion laws. It includes the waiting period and counseling about celibacy that are also required for women when they get an abortion. McLeod attempted to attach her proposal to a bill today establishing the rules on how doctors can practice medicine remotely, but it was quickly voted down. Severe weather that pushed through Charleston last night left a mess for one dealership to clean up. Trees and debris was found all over a car dealership in West Ashley. Several cars were damaged after a tree fell on them. That's why having weather radios is so important. Chief Meteorologist Jim Gandy and the weather team have been programming them for viewers all day. Jim? Thanks, but no thanks. That's what Governor Haley said today to speculation of her being Donald Trump's running mate. Haley says she's flattered to be mentioned, but that her plate is full, governing South Carolina. Earlier in the campaign trail, she endorsed Marco Rubio and then Ted Cruz. However, Haley now says she respects the wishes of the people and will support Donald Trump on his bid for the White House. The family of a Florida teen has sued over her death at South Carolina High Ropes Course last summer. The lawsuit was filed in January against Young Life Incorporated and Adventure Experiences. 16-year-old Olivia Grimes died after investigators say she wasn't strapped properly to the swing and fell more than 100 feet. South Carolina labor leaders said the camp didn't have a permit for the ropes course. DSS and SLED are investigating drug tests results that may have been falsified through an upstate diagnostic center. It happened between January and October of last year. Sandy James was charged with 2 counts of unlawful neglect of a child after her children's hair tested positive for meth. And when her attorney questioned the results, the lab that supposedly did the tests said those tests were never done at their lab. James' charges were dropped and she is now suing the lab where the work was done, Accurate Diagnostics in Lawrence County. The numbers show 1 out of 5 children have some type of mental health issue. This is Children's Health Mental Awareness Month, and there was a rally at the State House to call attention to it. Robert Kittle has what parents and children need to know.
15-year-old Sonny Cheeks of Spartanburg is willing to talk about the mental health issues that he's faced in hopes of helping other kids.
Before I got the help I needed, I went into depression and I had no friends.
Every year, the state mental health department provides services to about 28,000 children and teens. Still ahead tonight, we're heading out to Irmo to check in with Jim Gandy. He's live at the Koger Center talking about the need for weather radios.